Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. I have a question for you. Are you a first-time author like me looking to publish your first children's book? Or maybe stuck trying to decide between two of the most popular self-publishing platforms, Amazon KDP or Ingramspark? If you're aiming to publish a children's book, then this video is for you. If you haven't already guessed it, in today's video, we'll be comparing Amazon KDP to Ingramspark in detail. We'll cover the pros and cons of each, the costs, the distribution options, and even the page count requirements, so you can make an informed decision when it comes to publishing your first children's book. Before we proceed with the video, I do want to let y'all know that if you see me glancing over, it's going to be y'all left because this is inverted, but it's my right. I am looking at my notes on the computer screen. Let's start with Amazon KDP, which is also known as Kindle Direct Publishing. KDP is really popular among the self-publishing author for a good reason. And I bet you if you do a YouTube search about self-publishing any type of book, Amazon KDP content is going to pop up on that search page because it's free, it's easy to use, and it gives you access to Amazon's huge marketplace. Like I said, it's the most popular among the self-publishing community. Now, I'm going to go ahead and tell y'all one of the big perks about Amazon KDP from what I found when doing research is that it's print on demand, meaning you don't need to worry about managing inventory. Literally, they do everything for you. Your books are printed only when someone orders them. There's no upfront cost, no risk, and no excess stock gathering dust. Literally, they do everything for y'all. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you some of the pros of Amazon KDP, okay? Because like I already said, there's no upfront cost. It's a print-on-demand service, no inventory needed, so you don't have to worry about clearing any space for inventory. Or if you're on a budget like me, you don't have to worry about buying a whole bunch of books and then maybe them not selling or selling as well as you hoped and just have them somewhere collecting dust, because that's what we don't want to happen. Amazon KDP is also easy to use and it's a quick setup. Let me know if y'all want to see a video on that because I can give y'all the rundown real quick if you would like. Amazon KDP obviously has a large audience as it's linked with Amazon. Come on now. Literally Amazon's marketplace, y'all. Their royalties is up to 70% for ebooks and it has a global reach including Kindle Unlimited. But y'all know with anything, while there is a lot of pros for Amazon KDP, there are also a few cons. And so this would not be an Amazon versus Ingramspark's video if I didn't go ahead and list those cons for y'all. While Amazon KDP is very convenient, it may not offer the highest print quality compared to other options. And y'all, I've seen a lot of people in their videos talk about, you know, the print differences when they went and ordered their own books. So I don't know if they got different printing companies or locations or what, but they may not offer the highest quality print compared to other options. And if you're targeting independent bookstores or libraries, you might as well count that out because KDP can be very limiting. So if you want your book to be in Walmart, Target, Barnes & Noble, Books A Million, your local library, like I said, count it out because KDP is very limiting. It can be limiting, y'all. Make sure y'all double back and do your own research because this is just things that I found. And you know, I could have overlooked something. I still recommend you go out and do your own research so that you can make the best decision for you. But like I said, KDP can be limiting as it primarily caters to Amazon Marketplace, which is to be expected, y'all. Come on. Now I'm gonna go ahead and list those cons out for y'all just like I did those pros. KDP has limited print options. That includes quality, format choices, all of that good stuff. Limited distribution outside of Amazon and Kindle. Like I said, if you're looking to have your books in bookstores, retailer stores, or your local library, that may be out of the question if you decide to go with Amazon KDP. And your royalties definitely depend on pricing and KDP select exclusivity. Now, me in particular, I'm self-publishing a children's book, so I would definitely have to weigh these pros and cons when it comes to deciding where I wanted to go with self-publishing my first children's book. But for children's books specifically, KDP offers a straightforward path, y'all. However, there's that however. If you're aiming for high-quality printing, such as glossy pages for vibrant illustration, KDP may not be your best option. Let me know down below what y'all are thinking so far. Now we're going to move on over into Ingramspark because I already covered the basics of Amazon KDP, so let's get into the basic of Ingramspark. Ingramspark is a platform that's more focused on providing wide distribution, especially to bookstores and libraries. Think about this, y'all. Ingramspark is perfect if you're looking for premium printing options and a broader reach outside of Amazon. You're not just limited to that Amazon marketplace. Ingramspark gives you access to global distribution network. So if you want your children's book in bookstores, libraries, or other retailers, as I mentioned, this is the platform for you. And between me and you, it's looking like that's the one I'm leaning toward. They offer a wider range of print options, which can be a big plus if you're publishing a children's picture book with special features like hardcover, gloss finishes, or even larger format. Now y'all ready for these pros? Because y'all know I'm gonna pop them on the screen for y'all. Ingramspark has a wide distribution, bookstores, library, and international markets. And honestly, this is a high selling point for me right now because I definitely do not want to be limited to just Amazon, especially if I can take my book, self-publish it through Ingramspark and still connect it to Amazon. You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to be limiting. It has premium print option, glossy hardcovers, various sizes. And I don't know about y'all, but I definitely do want to be able to publish my book not only as a paperback, but also as a hardcover at some point. And y'all, I say at some point because those are two different formattings. And hardcover is kind of just going over my head at the moment. So if y'all have any tips or suggestions or what advice, please drop it down in the comments because I would greatly appreciate it. I'm telling you, I would literally greatly appreciate it. Back to the pros though. Also with Ingramspark, you have more customization option, especially if you're doing a children's book. Well, not especially if you're doing a children's book. This whole video is children's book based, but either way you go, whatever type of book you're trying to self-publish, you have more customization options, which I love because who don't like a good standout book? Also, Ingramspark is better for physical book visibility outside of Amazon. Like I said, why? And this is my process at the moment because I am reading my notes. This is a lot of information, y'all, so I had to write it down. And I'm sorry that I have to read it word for word, but that's just what it is. But in my mind, what's going through my head is, why would I go through Amazon KDP even if it is easier when I can go through Ingramspark and get my book, fingers crossed, hopefully, in other distribution places, you know, I don't even know what the word I'm looking for, but have more visibility basically with Ingramspark. And you know, don't make your decision as of yet because we still got a lot to cover in this video, but that's kind of where my head is at, you know what I mean, for me and my book. But anyway, y'all know I got off task like always. I'm always rambling. So back to the pros. We got one more on our list, and that is Ingramspark has robust tools for managing price, cost, and formats. And I know y'all thinking it, what's the trade-off? Well, here's where things get a little bit sticky, if I do say so myself, because Ingramspark actually does charge an upfront fee for publishing. It's about $49 for a paperback and $99 for a hardcover, y'all. Y'all, okay, let's start with let's take a step back for a minute. I'm probably about to ramble a little bit. Again, I want to give y'all my perspective as a first-time self-publishing author. I'm looking to self-publish my children's book and have it come out hopefully by June 2025. You know, $49 and $99 is a lot. Like, okay, it's not a lot, but it is costly. It is a lot, actually. It is. $50, let's round it up. $50 to $100. $50 for a paperback and $99 or $100 for a hardcover. That's a lot of money, especially if you already spent a good chunk of change to create your children's book. And this is where it all goes back to budgeting your finances when it comes to your children's book. I actually have an entire playlist on my self-publishing journey where I touch on some of the things I wish I knew prior to self-publishing. So y'all can find that playlist right here. I'm gonna pop it in that corner for y'all. Me personally, I have not shedded out a lot of money. Some people shed out $1,000, some people shed out $1,500, some people shed out $2,000. I have not even shedded out that much, maybe about $250 because I did pay for an artist class, but that class definitely wasn't necessary. So I struggle between counting it as a cost that I spent for my children's book and not. Outside of that, the only other thing I bought was some formatting templates and some brushes for Procreate, y'all. And I spent a good $16, I believe, on that. So yeah, I understand that's not everybody's budget, and that's not and pricing and spending costs may differ for everybody, but I went into this not wanting to shed out a lot of money, and so I decided to do everything myself. It is other stuff that I plan to outsource, like a manuscript, y'all. It's going over my head. I understand what a manuscript is, but I cannot for the life of me. And if y'all have some suggestions or advice about how to make a manuscript for a children's book, let me know in the comments, because I have tried to make, I just want to make sure I'm doing it correct. I think for a manuscript, you're supposed to have your text and your image, or your image then your text, but the text is not supposed to be on the image. I'm like the artwork. I'm confused about that a little bit. It's literally just, I feel like it's just going over my head. I feel like I'm overthinking it. But every time I try to find somebody, like a blog or YouTube video, whatever, I cannot find anybody to provide that information for me. It's basically because everybody outsourced their children's book, meaning they pay somebody to do it and then make these videos to get other people to do it. They'd be done spent $2,000 and it'd be because they got everybody to do every single thing for their children's book. I'm not knocking it, but I would like to have somebody be able to tell me how to do a manuscript or give me advice for a manuscript. So I think think I'm gonna bite the bullet for the team and I'm gonna outsource it on Fiverr or Upwork, get somebody to do it, and then provide y'all with a little template or a visual or something, because that's the part that's throwing me. I need a visual and I cannot find a visual. And I know Amazon, and that's another like pro for Amazon, they do, and I haven't really looked into Ingramspark too much, and I probably should, but Amazon specifically does give you a manuscript template, but from what I found, it was only for like a novel, so that did not help me when it came to like looking for a children's book. Anyway, back to the video. So yeah, like I said, there are initial upfront fees for publishing, which is about $49 for a paperback and $99 for a hardcover. And obviously this can be a bit of an investment for a first-time author, but it can also be worth it if you're focused on premium quality and wider distribution options. And obviously, just like Amazon KDP, with pros come cons, so let's get into it. Some of the cons on Ingramspark is the upfront cost to publish, with it being no free option, especially if you're not looking to have a cost to start off your self-publishing journey, like actually get it into a system and up and running and all of that. And if your budget is tight, that's a major con. Also, it's a little bit more complicated to set up compared to KDP, but again, if y'all would like a video on how to set up your Ingramspark account and all of that good stuff, let me know. We can figure it out together. Also, the royalties are lower than Amazon KDP. It's about 45 to 60%. So that's something to take into consideration. I know I said a lot at the beginning about, you know, for me, I'm looking at Ingramspark. That's what I'm leaning towards. I'm still kind of in the middle, y'all, because them royalties, I want to get paid for my work, and especially because I put a lot of time and effort into this, seeing as I wrote it and I'm illustrating it myself, and I want to make sure I'm getting paid for that work. You know what I mean? So that last con is something to take into consideration. But again, I'm still leaning more towards Ingramspark, if I'm being honest, even with the upfront costs, because I really just don't want to be limited to Amazon Marketplace, like, if I'm being completely honest. And obviously it's more places to publish outside of Amazon KDP and Ingramspark, so if that's a video you would like to see, also let me know that as well, because I would love to do more research on that, and I probably will for myself, but if y'all would like to see it as well, I would be willing to record it and put it up here for y'all. Y'all know I done got on another tangent, right? So let's get back to the video. Ingramspark's higher print quality is a huge advantage for children's book, especially those with rich illustrations, but it's important to keep in mind that you'll need to factor in those upfront fees into your budget. Like I said, you need a good budget, y'all. So if you haven't started, or if you've already started and you're leaning towards Ingramspark, definitely make sure your budget allots the cost for hardcover and paperback. And now that we've covered the basic of both platforms, let's break down the key differences. Let's get down to the nitty-gritty, y'all. It's time to get down to the nitty-gritty. You know, we're gonna compare both. So this is where it's Amazon KDP versus Ingramspark. Let's get into it. The cost. KDP is free while Ingramspark charges an upfront fee. Like I said, KDP is free while Ingramspark charges an upfront fee. The print quality. KDP offers standard print options while Ingramspark gives you access to higher quality print with more customizations, which I love the customization. And y'all, I was just looking at their website because I wanted to fact check myself, and you can get designs, unless I am misunderstanding it, you can get designs put in your paperbacks, and I love that. Like, I have this book here. This is not a book that I wrote. Actually, my book is not yet self-published, but when I think about it, and this is, don't have an example, but I'm thinking that the design would be on these, if I'm understanding it right. I don't know, I have to look a little bit more into that because I just seen it for the first time today. So anyway, distribution options. KDP distribution is limited to Amazon and Kindle, while Ingramspark offers distribution to bookstores, libraries, and global markets. We have to talk about the royalties because that's also very important. KDP offers up to 70% royalties for ebooks, while Ingramspark offers around 45 to 60% depending on the distribution option you choose. Both website actually does have a little calculator that you can go in, put in all of your specifications, and then kind of figure out what the payout would be like if you would charge whatever amount. So if you wanted to charge $12.99 on Ingramspark or Amazon KDP, they have a calculator. It's like, I put it on the screen, but it has it where to tell you how much your payout would be or what it would look like you would be earning as a profit. So at least you can kind of gauge it before you make a decision. So that's also something to take into consideration. And then page count requirements, because both of them are limiting a bit. So let's get into that really quick, because I know everybody said, because I heard it a lot, a book, you know, it don't have to have 100 pages, it don't have to have 30 pages, it can have 5 pages until you have to publish it. You know what I mean? If you're not buying that equipment to do it yourself, or you're looking for Amazon and KDP specifically, you got to know them page count requirements. KDP allows for children's book with a minimum of 24 pages, while Ingramspark typically requires a minimum of 18 pages for both paperback and hardcover books. Now I got mixed numbers for Ingramspark. Originally I seen that your book had to be 72 pages, which is a lot lot for a children's book. But then I did a little bit more research, and I actually went through the website and used the calculator and stuff, and it let me put in my 32 pages book. It just told me it needed to be between like 18, and I can't remember the maximum page number, but as long as it was over 18. So fact check that, but I would definitely make sure you have at least 24. This could differ for like hardback to paperback. I know on Ingramspark it doesn't differ. On Amazon, actually, let's search it on Amazon really quick. I don't think it differs as well. Yeah, so on Amazon, for Amazon KDP, the minimum page count according to Google for a hardcover book is 75 pages. So that's also something to take note in if you're wanting to do hardcover. And then from Ingramspark, what I'm getting on Google is 18 pages for both hardcover and paperback. So that's definitely something to take into consideration. If you're looking to do paperback and hardcover all at once and release both at the same time, you're not going to be able to do that with Amazon. Specifically for a children's book, that page count for a hardcover wouldn't work with Amazon KDP, as it needs to be 72 pages. And 72 pages for a children's book, like I already said, is a lot of pages. Now if you're doing a novel or something like that, then you're fine. But as far as like children's book, what I'm talking about specifically in this video, 72 pages is a lot. So just be mindful of that. With Ingramspark, you can do both a hardcover and paperback all in one swoop if you really wanted to. Me personally, I think I'm gonna do paperback first and then maybe dip into hardcover. We'll see. But before we continue, I would greatly appreciate it if you can drop a book emoji in my comment section down below. We still got a little bit more to go. I do want to talk a little bit about page count, just because I just previously mentioned that when we were comparing Amazon KDP to Ingramspark. But yeah, y'all, don't tell nobody why you're commenting, and then I will take that information and use it as I plan for future videos. Now let's talk about page count. I kind of talked about this previously when we were just comparing Amazon KDP to Ingramspark. My target audience for my children's book is 5 to 8 years old, and you may or may not already know this, but for most children's books, you're typically looking at a page count between 24 to 40 pages. My children's book personally is 32 pages. I will make it 40 if I need to, but I feel like 40 is a lot of pages. Typically when you look at a children's book, it will have 32 pages. That's just like the generic number for a children's book, but you could definitely get away with doing 24 pages or 40 pages. It's all a personal preference. Me personally, I just kept mine at the generic 32, and I just planned for 32 pages. This is a sweet spot for younger children who prefer shorter, engaging books with lots of pictures, and I am, like I said, doing a picture book targeted for 5 to 8 years old. So like I said earlier, when you're trying to decide, definitely take into consideration your page count, because that is important information. For Amazon KDP, the minimum page count for paperback is 24 pages, like I already said, which is great for short children's books. If you want a hardcover, KDP also support books with hardcover bindings, but it's a bit more limiting when it comes to options like glossy pages or larger formats. And like I already told y'all, I did a quick Google search. You have to have, well, at least according to Google, you have to have 72 pages in order to do hardcover with Amazon KDP. Y'all can look into that a little bit further, because I got a little bit of mixed information there, so definitely do your own research on that. But on the other hand, Ingramspark has a minimum requirement of 18 pages for both paperback and hardcover children's book. This is a much lower threshold than you might expect, especially if you're publishing a simple picture book. So whether you're working with a shorter story or planning a book with more illustrations, activities, or expanded content, Ingramspark's 18-page minimum gives you flexibility, and I definitely would consider that when you're making your decision, because I definitely did. I know y'all probably thinking, so which platform should I choose for my children's book? I'm gonna give you the bottom line. If you're looking for a fast, easy, and low-cost way to get your children's book out there and into the hands of Amazon shopper, KDP is a great choice. It's also perfect for a shorter children's book with simple illustrations. But on the other hand, if you're aiming for a more premium feel, like hardcover with gloss finishes, or if you just want to get your book into physical bookstores and libraries, that's what I want, Ingramspark might be the better fit. Just remember, there are upfront costs and more complicated setup processes involved, but I'm gonna be honest with y'all, at the end of the day, like everything else in life, both platforms have their advantages and their disadvantages, and many authors choose to use both KDP for ebooks and paperbacks. I've seen it a lot, and Ingramspark for hardcover and a wider physical distribution. And I know a lot of people tend to go to Amazon KDP because you can get the free ISBN, but y'all, I recommend, if you want all rights to your book and eventually want to move to something like Ingramspark or have it uploaded to both, you need to purchase the ISBN yourself, because what you're doing is giving Amazon KDP the rights to your book when you get their free ISBN, at least to my knowledge. So babe, I will be paying for my ISBNs myself. That's also another cost that y'all need to be budgeting for if you haven't already. Whatever platform you choose, the most important thing is that you're getting your book out into the world, because this is an accomplishment and this is the end goal. This is what we're all aiming for. And just remember, there's no perfect platform, just one one that fits your goal and your budget, and that's perfectly fine. Find what fits your goals and your budget, and all is right in the world. If you're wondering, personally, like I said, I'm leaning towards Ingramspark to self-publish my first children's book, but I may even do a little bit more research after I end this video, and y'all should do the same thing. Thank y'all for watching. If you found this video helpful, make sure to give it a big thumbs up, subscribe down below, hit the post notification bell so you don't miss when I post, and if you have any questions or thoughts, drop them in the comment section below. I would love to hear from you, and if you have any tips or advice for me, definitely let me know as well. And if something I said in this video wasn't correct, please correct me in my comment section as well, because I want this video to be as informative as it can be, and I want to provide people with the correct and right is the same thing, but I want to provide them with correct factual information. So please correct me in the comments. I promise you I will not take offense. That's what we're here for, to help each other out. To sum this video up, well, I already summed it up, but to sum it up again, please just make the best decision that's best for you, your budget, and your goals, and what you want for your children's book. And I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.